Hi y'all, thanks for continuing to watch part 2 of this how to turn a gavel on your wood lathe. In part 2 we're going to finish turning the handle. I'm also going to show you how to turn a sounding board with and without a scroll chuck.
And I'm going to use a wrench to approximate the adjustment as a set of calipers. Pretty close. And you always want to put a very slight taper on it. Just roughly chamfer the end. And now we're going to take a spindle gouge. And just make a bit of a feature here. Close. Now I want to take it down just a little bit more. We can see a little bit of a burnishing mark there. Just a little bit. We'll put a couple of marks there for the glue. Don't want that too sharp right there. Now we're going to just take this spindle roughing gouge. This is going to be the thickest part of the handle, so we're just going to start a gentle taper down here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and mark our bead. Rather, not a bead, but our feature. This will be where we part off. This is going to be the feature, so we're going to take it down a little bit. We'll come down here, and we're going to come down here on the handle. Using this beading and parting tool, a little bit like a skew. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the skew out so I can get the nicest finish that I can on this handle. We're going to raise this up just a little bit more. And now we're going to part this off. See if I can't touch it up just a little bit more before I part it off. A little sandpaper. Well, it's off but rubbing. Okay. Now we'll just touch that end up and we'll be done. I like to use these little acid brushes you get from Harbor Freight to apply glue, but I like to trim them back a little bit so they'll be nice and stiff. And then I just put a little bit of carpenter's glue. I don't want it squeezed out to interfere with the finish. And then again, with the grain, lining up. We're going to squeeze and turn and twist until we get that nice flat grain pattern on each side. So it'll be very, very prominent. Looks like I did get a little glue out, squeeze out, so I need to go ahead and get that off of there. Make that. Now let's do the sounding block. Okay, now it's time to make a sounding board that you can strike. It keeps from damaging the desk or table, and it also helps increase the sound. So cut out a block about 4 inches in diameter and 1 5/8 inch thick. And we're going to start with it turning between centers and put a small tenon on it that we will later remove. That's close enough. I don't have to worry about this damage because we're going to remove that little tenon later. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a small bowl gouge and turn this round and then come in here and make a small tenon to hold with our normal set of jaws. I'm just using a small bowl gouge. Take a bowl gouge and take this tenon, create this tenon.
If you're liking this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. Back to the video.
So there's our storyboard. So we're going to have a bead right here, and then I'm not sure exactly when we flatten this off, so I can't do a final bead there, but it looks like it'll be something like that. We'll make a larger bead there, and with a very slight slope. So we're going to come down here and we'll turn this round. Now we're going to hollow out the bottom to a 1/2 inch deep, and then we're going to finish shaping this bead in profile. Now the sounding board is faceplate grain, so it's just like hollowing a bowl. We're just going to come in there and hollow it out a little bit, down to about a 1/2 inch, and we're going to flatten the outside as well. So let's flatten the rim first, get it running true. Turn the speed up. Just a bit of a shadow line here. Now, because of that profile, I'm just going to measure, just kind of eyeball that. We got a little further to go. Because we're going to reverse chuck this, I need to make arrangements for a little bit of a recess in there that won't interfere with the design when you turn it over, but it will look good. Let me go get my template. So the minimum spigot is that big. So I've got that just about right. I think I'm going to make it just a bit larger. So I have this dovetail tool I made. I've got a video on that if you're interested. Just click on the link. We just come straight in. I think I'm just going to use this skew as a negative rake scraper to clean this up. So now we have an open area that'll help increase the sound, and we have a recess where we can reverse chuck it. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn that bead on the outside. Try to clean up some of this tear out. This sharp spindle gouge. And crisp that edge up right there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sand this since we've done with the bottom. I need to go ahead and finish sanding that. I'll do that off camera. All right, now let's take it off this chuck and reverse it using a little larger chuck jaws. So rather than change chuck jaws, I'll simply change chucks. Okay, holding it in the center. Now we're going to slightly dome the top, put an extra bead here, and remove this tenon. And the easiest way to get rid of this is go straight down, straight in like this. Change to something with a little longer grind. So I just want to make sure. And yeah, it's slightly domed in the middle. I got a big bump in the middle. I can probably take it down just a little bit on the outside. So we're going to make a slight bead here on the edge. Come in just a little bit more. Bring this around. Yep, and it's got a nice domed top. It's got a little tiny feature here. Okay, I showed you how to make a sounding board with a chuck, but I promised you that you can finish this project without a chuck using what comes with your lathe. So if you use a faceplate and make you a screw chuck, I've got a video for that. I'll show a link up above. Make a spacer if necessary. Just drill a hole appropriate for your screw chuck and fasten it on there. After you finish turning that and you want to reverse it, all you're going to do is, you could use another glue block, but frankly, if you just take another flat piece like this, you can put it on. Then you're simply going to use double-edged tape to reverse, put some strips on there to reverse chuck it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a brand new viewer and you got questions about wood turning or suggestions about another video, please leave them in the comments below. I used a couple of tools in this video that I made myself. If you're interested, that's a dovetail tool and this beading and parting tool. If you're interested in that, check out the links to those
those videos. The high-speed steel blanks for those tools you can find in my Amazon shop. Y'all stay safe. Come on back here.